Property's Dunrobin Grazing. It's Merrijig, northeast Victoria, 20 k's out of Mansfield at the foot of the high country, Mount Buller. The property size is 147 hectares, and we're running whole Hereford cattle. With the help of Steve Sellings, who was then Territory Manager of Gallagher, we sat down and did a plan, worked out how the laneway is going to be incorporated into the existing fences of the property. The fencing's set up in 3 zones, so we've got a north, south and a house zone. So with the switches, we can actually switch off a zone to find where the problem is to begin with. Because this is mounted in the garage, it's always like the garage is being used daily. First thing in the morning, we walk past the garage so we can hear the alarm going, so we know there's a problem. We'll come in here, we'll activate these switches. We've got a house line of south and a north. So by activating those 2 switches, or 3 switches, we can isolate which side the fault's on. And then I've got my fault finder, and I just touch a hot wire with that and follow the arrow until it's normally a root that's grabbed the stand off and taken it over the top barb. But sometimes it could be a tree down. So it makes a hard job a lot easier.
Well, Ralph's always been involved with the horse area, but stables were built this time last year. Once the stables were done, the horse paddocks were done with the equi-wire.
We looked at a number of options, going from magazines from the US, horse magazines from the US, to see what they were doing over there to what was available here in Australia. And the primary factor, the primary 2 factors probably were that the wire of the fencing had to be visible, but would have to be hot too, or electric. So there was Equitana in 2003, I think, when we first saw the product. And it was a sample that was given to us, and I thought, well, this has answered everything. So sight wire, it's thick enough to be safety feature for horses, and not going to cut through them, and you can heat it up too. It's going to be hot wire.
Well, been farming and fencing probably most of my life, so yeah, 30 odd years of Ralph and Jenny asked us to come out and put it up, and initially we were pretty nervous about it, because of only a couple of wires and it didn't look like it would hold anything in. But anyway, it was pretty easy once we put the first bit up. It was pretty straightforward, and away we went.
Our local rural merchandiser said, well, would you like to have a field day? Are you prepared to have one? And we said yes, and Gallagher's came on board because it was a great opportunity to see fencing on property, not just in the store. And so they were one of the main instigators of the field day, mini field day, and we've had another one since then, and it's been more than successful. People have seen actually what can happen in real life.
Most of our boundaries, external boundaries, are road boundaries, and we have a number of trees that grow over our fence, and we had a particular problem last spring with a major storm ripping through the area, and a lot of wires being broken by falling limbs. And through Dave Manning, he introduced us to a product called Spiral Fast. It's something you carry around in your toolkit and your quad bike with a set of strainers. You find a broken wire, you just put your chain strainers onto it, strain it up, and then the Spiral Fast is attached onto it. If there's any excess wire, you just cut that bit off or break it off. Job's done.